Celebrations erupted on the streets of Gaza and Tel Aviv today. Two sides that have been at war for 2 years, uniting in a moment of shared joy and humanity. Tens of thousands of lives have been lost in this bloody conflict, and now the end is finally in sight. Israel's government has officially signed off on a plan to begin a ceasefire with Hamas, despite opposition from some on the far right. Step one, Israel's partial withdrawal from Gaza, and then the exchange of dozens of Israeli hostages and hundreds of Gazan prisoners. After meeting with White House envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu hailed this critical moment and the help he got from the United States.
We're at a momentous development in the last 2 years. We fought during these 2 years to achieve our war aims, and a central one of these war aims is to return the hostages, all of the hostages, the living and the dead. And we're about to achieve that goal. We couldn't have achieved it without the extraordinary help of President Trump and his team, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner.
Now, 48 hostages remain in Gaza, but only 20 of them are believed to be alive, held in tunnels deep underground in Gaza. President Trump says they will be home as soon as Monday.
We are getting the hostages back on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, and that'll be a day of joy. I'm going to try and make a trip over. We're going to try and get over there, and we're working on the timing. The exact timing. We're going to go to Egypt, where we'll have a signing, an additional signing. We've already had a signing representing me, but we're going to have an official signing.
A White House official tells NewsNation that Trump is expected to leave for the Middle East on Sunday. He is scheduled to go to Israel after Egypt, where he has been invited to speak to the Israeli parliament. Trump would be the first sitting president to do so since George W. Bush in 2008. For families of the hostages, this news finally ends the agony that they have suffered for more than 730 days. They called President Trump last night to thank him.
President Trump, you have the best crowd in the world. What do you guys have to say to President Trump?
Thank you. Thank you. You did it.
Wow. You did it. Thank you. Thank you.
This is amazing.
Now, when you're dealing with terrorists, nothing is ever certain. And beyond the issue of the hostages for prisoners exchange, the broader questions about Gaza's future remain unresolved. Will Hamas actually give up its weapons? And who will govern the war-torn enclave when the dust finally settles? Let's go right now to NewsNation's Robert Sherman live for us in Tel Aviv. Robert, there's a lot of optimism here, but there are still deep divisions within the Israeli government. Not to mention, the IDF continued strikes today on Gaza, even as the cabinet debated the peace plan.
Yeah, a lot of moving pieces here tonight, Elizabeth. What we know is that while the cabinet ended up approving this deal, there are dissenting voices within the prime minister's coalition. That includes his national security minister, who says not ready to leave the government yet, but threatening to do so if things don't go his way. This is what he said in a statement here. If Hamas rule is not dismantled, or if they just tell us that it's been dismantled, while in practice it continues to exist under another guise, my party will dismantle the government. So that puts pressure on figuring out phase two, governments dismantling Hamas, disarming Hamas, and where the future goes from there. President Trump saying today that those are unanswered questions right now. They intend to answer them. They intend to create an environment in which Gaza has stability. Here's what he said today.
What is the international stabilization force that's going to deploy to Gaza? What is that going to look like?
To be determined, really, I think there's going to be a large group of people determining what it will be, and a group of people funding it that are very rich countries are going to be funding it. People want to see this work. It's going to work. It's absolutely going to work. And it starts, it's already started. We've signed, as you know. Everybody's agreed.
People here are focused on the here and now. Celebrations taking place across the country with the imminent release of hostages coming in the next couple of days if all goes according to plan. while there's celebration on the ground here in Israel, well, there were explosions in Gaza today, with the IDF confirming that they carried out strikes in northern Gaza and what they described as a terrorist cell. This is a very fragile deal here, Elizabeth. And what we have heard from the U.S. is that they do intend to send troops here to the region, not to Gaza, but here to the region, to Israel, in order to ensure all goes smoothly.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.